Today we talk about sports, the Danish, and Mexican soccer fans. It's all fun and games until a riot breaks out. If you want to have a friendly debate about sports, come at us at our Instagram or at tiltednotstirred.com. Ends the lockout.
Hello, my name is Edwin.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Frantic.
And together we are Tilted Not Stirred. So what has you guys feeling tilted today, guys? What's going on?
Man, baseball, the damn owners are still in the lockout.
I have no idea what's going on with that. I just know that they're not in agreement, so the season has been postponed, right? Until they agree on something?
Not postponed. They canceled the first two series of the schedule. Which is dumb because some teams are going to play less games than others. Because for some, the first two series are like 7 games. For some, it's 6. For some, it's 5.
That's weird.
It's really stupid and arbitrary.
And give people a little bit of info on what are we talking about?
So, this last offseason, the collective bargaining agreement ended for baseball, which is essentially the players' union and the owners coming to an agreement on a set of terms that the two will abide by. You know, standard shit. Jobs have these done. Mm-hmm. And historically, the players have been getting screwed over by the owners, like royally screwed over. And this time, the players were actually like, "Hey, we're gonna get what we want, and you know, we're gonna make it happen." So, because of this, MLB started a lockout, which means that all of their facilities are closed to the players. No one's playing baseball. It's a bargaining tool, quote unquote, to get them to negotiate. But they did this, I think, in December, and they didn't start negotiating until the end of February.
Yikes.
So it's like, yeah, we're going to force you guys to negotiate by initiating a lockout, but then we as the owners aren't going to negotiate with you until the week before the deadline we set.
Yeah, it's just a lot to pressure them.
I mean, what pressure? If they had 6 weeks to talk, or like more than that, to actually come to a deal, and then they deliberately said, we're going to wait until the week of this deadline that we set to cancel games to get a deal done. It's like super scummy by the owners. And the entire time they negotiated in bad faith. I don't know, they just want to keep screwing over the players, right? They want to keep making as much money as possible.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it sucks because, I mean, who knows how long these agreements, well, not even agreements, but like discussions and bargaining and all that kind of stuff, how long that's going to take. Because it really does depend on how serious the players are. And I found that when a lot of these collective bargaining agreements just can't be made, it's kind of tough because there's some players that are at the very top that already have a lot of money, and then there's the players that like towards the bottom, or let's say that they're rookies.
Yeah,
and it's really hard on them.
That's what the fight is for, right? I think it's something like 70% of the players make less than $600,000, which, you know, is still a shit ton of money, but compared to like the billions that the owners are making, it's kind of like,
yeah,
it's ridiculous. You know, they should be getting an equal share of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone makes billions.
Yeah, but you know, the players are the product on the field. No one's going to see the owners play.
Yeah,
you know, like if you're not paying your players a fair salary, then what's the point?
True. I attended a Lakers game this past weekend.
Oh, cool.
And it was probably one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. It was through my job, and we got a suite.
Oh, hell yeah,
so
dude.
We're right there in the suite, eating food, getting the dessert cart, watching LeBron drop a 56-piece on the Golden State Warriors and win the game. It was sick. It was absolutely amazing. I even got to see Phil Jackson, like on the same level of suites, because it was like a suite. So there's like 3 levels of the suites, right? A, B, and C. A being like the lower one that's closer. Mm-hmm. And I could see Phil Jackson from a distance. Also enjoying his life in the A-class suite. And I'm like, yes, of course.
Yes, I share suites with Phil Jackson.
I mean, Edwin, you haven't been to a sporting event until you've been in the sweet life, man.
No, I haven't. I like to slum it up with everybody else.
So
Peasants.
just real quick, Phil Jackson, he was the coach for the Lakers when they won the 3 they won with Shaq, the 2 they won with Powell. And
Yeah,
Where's Kobe?
well, obviously you already know Kobe won those.
He's the important one, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I should have mentioned him.
The 5 they won with Kobe.
And then the 6 that Phil Jackson won with Michael Jordan as well. So, anyways,
Phil Jackson also helped write a video game that came out for Nintendo called The Triangle Strategy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That was a lame ass joke over his triangle formation.
Yeah, I mean that was basically his coaching style revolved around like a triangle and making plays based off of. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into it. That's basically what I did this weekend. That was a highlight. It was amazing. I also fear that I have officially spoiled my girlfriend.
Oh no!
Because I've taken her to a sweet game to the Dodgers, taking her to the Lakers now, and I'm like, I can't afford this unless it's free, right?
Hey man,
don't get too used to this.
Next up is SoFi, dude. You got to get some Rams or some Chargers tickets.
My boss is working on that actually.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's kind of nutty, but yeah, every
cool.
game that she's gone to has been a really good game, and I tell her that usually sporting events aren't always as hype. Sometimes it's a blowout from the very first quarter, or the very first inning is already kind of like a boring game. But I mean, she was there for Grand Slam. She was there for Lakers clutching the win in the final minute. It was good. It was good.
Damn.
So what did you do, Edwin?
I went to Solvang, California for the past 2 days. I've been living like a Danish person.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go to Solvang.
Yeah, I've been meaning to check it out. I've never checked it out myself, so went out there, and just had a bunch of fucking sausages.
You were there for the full 2 days?
Yeah,
I didn't even know there was that many things to do there.
There isn't, but it was kind of like a very relaxed lifestyle. Wake up, don't have a plan, go to the cafe, sit a little bit, hang out. It was very, very nice, very idyllic. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those listening and don't know, Solvang is it's kind of like when people say things like Little Tokyo or Little Italy or whatever, and it's supposed to be very similar, at least like the stores and the people kind of. Basically, Solvang is just like a Danish place where all the buildings are like, you don't really feel like you're in America anymore.
Yeah, it's the Danish capital of the United States.
Oh, of the whole U.S. I thought it was just like a touristy thing here in California.
No, it's pretty cool. I mean, I definitely enjoyed the food. I mean, the bakeries there are 100%. I spent the whole weekend kind of full, so that should tell you the quantity and quality of food I had. It's pretty nice.
Dude, I got a confession to make. I haven't been working out as much as I said I was going to. And I've also been eating way more than I should. On weekends, I feel like I spend my weekends in a constant state of being full. And even when I am not hungry and still full, I still eat like the next meal. Like, oh, it's lunchtime. I guess it's lunchtime. It's dinner. Well, I guess I can eat an early dinner. I guess I can eat a late lunch, a late dinner as well. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I need to fix that for sure. But my eating habits have not been great.
Hey, the first step is acknowledging you have a problem, right?
I thought the first step was denial.
I went to a bookstore and it was pretty damn nice over there. Kind of just hung out at the bookstore, tried to pick out a book or two. I picked out 2. the Papapul, which is the Mayan, like Mayan creation story,
Uh-huh.
and then I picked up, dang, I forgot. It was something about learning from an octopus, so it's pretty cool.
Isn't that like an anime?
No,
Okay.
it's
Well,
it's
all
a
right.
okay. It's a,
I've
what's the
been
anime?
I've been thinking it's kind of weird because I don't really read, but I've been really into like Lord of the Rings again lately. Like I'm always into it, but for some strange reason, the thought of purchasing the books has crossed through my mind more times than I feel comfortable. And so it's kind of like, damn, should I do it? Those things are huge. But
So what I heard about those books is that they're constant page turners and they're just enjoyable reads.
yeah,
And
so it's like one of those things where if I would like to consider myself a super fan, I feel like I need to have, at the very base level, need to have read the books. So it's something. Not sure if it's gonna happen, but it's something.
I mean, sounds pretty cool. Definitely. I've had the thought cross my mind as well for those books. But mostly for The Hobbit because I heard The Hobbit was actually great.
Can't you
Not
read that in like
not
a couple
the
hours?
not the three movie trilogy that they made for The Hobbit, where they extended
Yeah.
the hell out of the one book. Yeah, I was very disappointed with The Hobbit. I watched the first two, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I need to watch the third movie. Maybe I should give it a shot, but it was definitely not Lord of the Rings.
Well, we've all been playing Elden Ring, and have you noticed the George Railroad Martin like isms in the game, like where he, it's like Castle Stormvale, blah blah blah, the master of like it's like a lot of Game of Thrones type language is how this game expresses itself.
I mean,
Mhm.
isn't that just medieval language in general? Like high
No,
fantasy?
no, but like the dialogue itself is also very like George Railroad Martin esque. You know what I mean? Like it's very, like you can tell his writing style is there.
Didn't he only design the world? I don't think he actually did. He like
He
write stuff?
yeah, he created the whole backstory to it.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I don't know how much of a hand he had in like the conversations or any kind of like NPC.
Yeah, I didn't read the
lines.
credits, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
Oh yeah, you actually beat the game.
Hell yeah.
You're crazy.
this game is one of the very first. Well, not the first game, but like, one of the first games in a while where I'm playing it and I'm enjoying myself, and then I stop playing it to do, go live my life, and I'm kind of still thinking about it. I haven't done this for a while on a video game where I'm just like, I wish I could play Elden Ring.
Yeah, it's definitely putting other games on hold for me as well. But Elden Ring has been a blast and a lot of fun. For those who don't know, Elden Ring, it's like a high fantasy where you're kind of like with the sword and shield or like axes, or you can be a spellcaster. And basically, you're thrown into this world. You're told that, hey, if you want to become the Elden Lord, you got to get all the pieces of the Elden Ring and have at it. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
basically it. They don't tell you
And
where to
That's
go,
literally
when
it.
to
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
they just kind of kick you off a mountain and say, "There, the game started, bro."
Yeah, and then you get your ass kicked if you want.
You die a
Like,
couple hundred times. You know, it's whatever.
exploring the game is kind of like very nice. It's just very nice to kind of go around like, oh, I haven't been here, and there's that constant factor of like you might die, but that's what makes the exploration that much more rewarding in my opinion.
I mean, I've died trying to equip stuff. That was fun. I'm just in the equipment menu, swapping out swords and stuff, and then I just die, and I'm like, oh well, Okay.
That just happened.
The music too. The music is absolutely...
everything about it is epic.
Yeah, the game's a 10 out of 10 in my book.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Well, are you guys ready for the topic today?
I mean,
No.
Let's go.
No? Okay, well, here it is. Something very, very tragic happened in Mexico. So in Mexico, soccer could be it's a very passionate sport with a lot of passionate fans. And this past Saturday, so what was it, like March 5th? The team of Querétaro was the home team, and Atlas was the visiting team. And well, in Mexico, they have this thing called barras, which is kind of just like imagine just people that sign up to be like an official cheer squad.
They're what Europeans call ultras. They're pretty much ultra fans, mega fans that kind of hang out at a designated portion of your stadium.
Yep. So, basically what happened is that they were like 15 minutes into the second half. Atlas was winning 1-0, and Atlas was the visiting team. And there was some fights started breaking out in the crowds. And fighting is not really like a something that's out of the norm in Mexican games. Like, it's not ideal for this thing to happen, but a lot of people braid each other with like expletives, throw beer at each other, what have you. It's not the most respectful of times, because I guess blood's boiling and people are drunk. The tragedy here is that things got out of hand, and basically, how do I word this? A lot of Querétaro fans, and I don't know if you can call them fans or if you can call them fanatics, or maybe they weren't even fans, they were just there to fuck some people up. Basically, Querétaro fans were beating up Atlas fans to the point of they're stripping them of their clothes and beating them to death, basically, with belts, with stomping on them, you name it. They were doing everything they could to beat them up, and the game had to be postponed because a lot of Atlas fans and a lot of people in general started running onto the field just to avoid the stands, because the stands were getting crazy. Those people fighting everywhere. People dogpiling on each other. Like, it was absolute insanity and chaos. The reason why I brought up the mega fans, or the people that are in the barras, the cheer squads, the what have you, is that they are put in Mexican stadiums, are put in like you could call it a cage. There's a fence on both sides so that the home team can't get in there, because obviously, if you have the most passionate fans of the home team and the most passionate fans of the visiting team sitting side by side, and shit might pop off. Basically, it's to avoid what happened this past Saturday.
There's videos of the guards opening those gates.
Yeah, so these doors were opened. People don't know why, but basically, shit really started hitting the fan when... Well, hitting the fans. Holy shit. Okay. Anyways, Querétaro fans started getting into there, and they were... like, when I say that it was chaos, like, it didn't matter if you're a man, woman, or child, you're getting your shit kicked in. It was terrible. The fans were trying to run out of the stadium. They have like a designated parking spot. Like, the visiting team has a special parking lot because, again, to not mix the two. Well, the Querétaro fans were right there in that parking lot as well, waiting for people to beat their ass when they were trying to run away to their cars.
So
crazy.
Official statements said that no one died, and that there was 22 injured, and that no one had died. But there is word that 17 people actually died. And you can go watch the pictures and all that stuff. I wouldn't recommend it. But there's pictures and videos of this whole incident that I wouldn't recommend that anybody checks out, but it's out there.
Yeah,
And
it's just you just gotta imagine the people unconscious, laying on the floor, but in a puddle of blood, stripped naked, and then still getting kicked in the face and the balls and the whatever, just getting absolutely destroyed. Sad, man. Absolutely sad. And yeah, so the governor of Querétaro, his name is Mauricio Curi, he came out and said that 26 people were hospitalized and that 20 of them have been released and that 5 of them are still in serious condition. Basically never mentioned any deaths. Fans from Atlas, which were on the receiving end of most of the brutality, they were interviewed after, and they said that, dude, there's people definitely died here. Like, I don't care what anyone says, people definitely died here. And this was back in Saturday. A lot of the news of it broke out like on Sunday. And the day of recording, today is a Tuesday, March 8th. They finally started with the arrests and stuff. Let me see here. How many people have gotten arrested so far? Give me just a second. Okay, so it says here that 10 people have been arrested and 26 suspects have been identified. And basically, anyone found guilty of participating in the violence will be banned from all stadiums in Mexico for life. And there will be a pursuit of attempted murder charges against all those who took part in the riot.
But what about those actual murders that happened?
What about the what? The actual murders?
What about these? Yeah. What about the actual murders?
I mean,
that
how do you
happened?
prove who did it? You
You
can't.
The funny
right?
thing is that a lot of people in Mexico, they film the most tragic shit. They don't actually stop
There
the
you
things
go.
from happening. They just have their phones out watching people die.
I mean, you're gonna get what? Like, you're gonna have to identify like 15 people and count them each for like probably murder in the second degree, right?
Dude,
Or I don't know
the
how
most wild shit is that a lot of these people didn't even have masks on. They were just like bare face, just destroying people on camera. It's It ain't the smartest thing ever, but people do crazy things when the blood's boiling and the beers have been had. And
Atlas was the first team I ever supported.
which one?
Atlas.
Atlas, yeah. Super sad, and yeah, it's like a lot of people are still unsure. Like, is this a cover up? Are they not mentioning people are dead because they don't want bigger consequences, or were they not dead and they just happen to still be alive despite being absolutely destroyed?
I think it's a cover up for
it's
sure.
very hard to say.
And I don't like people are wanting for the team to be disbanded. Like they want Querétaro's team to be absolutely just torn apart. They don't want it. They don't want it in the league or anywhere in the soccer world, pretty much. So that's what people are calling for. They want the whole team to be disbanded.
Well,
So does the team have like a history of promoting this kind of stuff?
no, but
No,
I mean,
but when 17 people die,
Querétaro, like their stadium, it's not that they're known for violence, but they have had big problems with violence in the past as well. I forget what year it was, but this isn't the first time that these two fandoms kind of clash.
I mean, at that point, just punish the fans you punish the fans and the team if you allow like no one in the stands for like a few seasons, right?
Yeah, so
Like that. That's like the biggest punishment for the owners too, because then that hurts their bottom line.
So one of the I guess one of the benefits of recording as late as we are, literally like a day before the podcast airs. Shout out to our editor, thank you. Is that today they had a meeting like between the owners and all that kind of stuff, and they basically passed, I guess their judgment on what's gonna happen. So the owners of the club of Querétaro have been banned from Mexican soccer for 5 years. Basically saying that the club will also have to be put up for sale before the end of the year. They also banned Querétaro supporter groups for 3 years and their affiliated teams, including the women's teams, which is, what the hell did they do? But whatever. And so the teams are like Querétaro, the soccer team for both men and women, are still going to be able to play the rest of the season, but it's all going to be behind closed doors, regardless of the venue. So it doesn't matter where they go. There's going to be no fans there.
So even in away games like that.
Yeah, I mean
Then you're punishing other teams for no reason.
Hey,
Well,
this ain't
in that case,
this ain't what I would have ruled. Go ahead.
People can dress up as
That's true, yeah.
home people, and then fuck shit up there.
I am sure that there's ways to get around all this kind of stuff, but this is basically the what they're putting down as like the what is it? As the consequences of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
For home games, there's a 1.8 mile security perimeter that must be maintained around the stadium.
This is Mexico, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey,
This is Mexico. These are just suggestions.
Some money, then you just get in the stadium.
These are suggestions. Yes.
Yep. And speaking about money, the club was also fined $70K.
What? What a joke.
$70K US dollars. So.
What a joke. Holy shit.
Yeah, so multiply that by like 20 and then you'll get what it is in pesos basically. So what is that? Like 140?
Yeah,
140K pesos.
What an absolute joke.
Yeah, it's definitely a joke considering that the stadiums are supposed to have enough security personnel to handle these kind of things if they were to happen, and these two teams, it's like a rivalry, so you know they should have paid extra attention. But anyways,
I mean, I was reading some comments on Reddit where you guys are talking about the story because I wanted to be informed more, and there's videos of like riot police just chilling by watching it all go down. So there's cops there, they just weren't doing anything.
Yeah, they opened the gate.
Yeah.
Yep. So the Atlas supporter groups, oddly enough, were also banned from home games for 6 months. So I guess the fans that got beat up are also now being punished from being able to go to their own home games. Which, I mean, I guess I guess what they're trying to do here is just allow a little bit of time for things to kind of blow over and for people to be less pissed. But I don't know. These bans and stuff, like, yes, it's something, but is it enough?
I mean, just off of me not knowing anything about this until today, it's probably not enough because no one's gonna know this and it's all gonna blow over in a couple months, if that.
Yeah. And then what about those people that, aren't being reported on?
Yeah.
That in its own is sanctionable. You just say everybody's fine, dude. Everybody lived, you know.
I mean,
it could be one of those things though. Like if they really want to stomp it down, then you can get like CONCACAF involved, and then they're just like, all right, Mexico's banned from the World Cup.
I know CONCACAF already made a statement on it, and FIFA made a statement. I didn't read them, but they both made a statement on it.
That would have been nice to have.
Yeah. I don't know their official statement, but I do remember my cousin talking to me about it and saying that FIFA is basically expecting like the Mexican soccer league to hand down adequate punishments, or else they didn't really say what the consequences would be. But I mean, FIFA in the past has forced Mexico, like as the national team, they have imposed kind of like punishments for things that fans have done. So back in
The chant, dude.
yeah, exactly.
Well, you're
so
not supposed to say it.
yeah, chill,
The P word.
dude.
Hey, let's edit that out. The beep.
Beep. Anyways, so November of last year of 2021, they ordered Mexico to play without fans for the next 2 home World Cup qualifying matches because of the persistent anti-gay chants. And I mean, this has always been kind of an issue, right? The Mexican fans at the international level aren't very well behaved.
They even do it here when they play the U.S.
Yeah, and the U.S. has already come down on this shit too. They don't want any of this at any of their games. And basically, for those who don't know, the chant is as the ball goes out of play, and if it's out of play on the sides of like the behind the goalkeepers, basically,
when they kick it back in.
The goalkeeper has to kick it back in. So the goalkeeper usually takes their sweet ass time, puts the ball in their inner rectangle, takes like I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 steps back, and then runs towards the ball and launches it.
And this whole time, the fans are just going, and
they're all gearing up, and then he
kicks
kicks it.
And then he kicks it, and then they go, anti-gay slur. And yeah, so it's definitely interesting, and I can see how as more people get pissed off, because I mean this announcement was made today, and usually it takes like maybe a day or two for people to really get on top of this on like the Twitters and stuff.
But I mean, Mexico's really big in social media, so I'm sure it's already blown up there.
I mean, some people are saying that that Mexico should be removed from hosting the World Cup in 2026.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that
for sure ban that stadium from hosting any games.
Well, that stadium might not have even been in the running for a game. I can only what are some like
the only one I know of is Estadio Azteca, right?
Estadio Azteca.
Yeah,
that's the big one.
Azteca, yeah.
Isn't there one like De Las Artes or something like that? Or am I just thinking of something else? Anyways, Estadio Azteca is probably the one that for sure. I don't know what other stadiums are nice in Mexico, but I mean,
isn't Canada having it too?
Yeah,
isn't it like all 3 of us?
It's Canada, U.S., Mexico, and
I could see all games just being played in Estadio Azteca until they're finished off.
I'm sure that that the U.S. and Canada are salivating at the opportunity to host more games.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So who knows
Where
what's
the
going to
hell
happen
would the
with
Canada
that?
one be?
I don't know.
They probably had a hockey
They probably
stadium.
build one.
At a
They
hockey
probably
sta-
build one.
At a
Yeah,
hockey
they probably
rink.
just put grass over a hockey stadium.
Yeah, I don't know a Canadian arena that's like super popular. Maybe
we're not Canadian, so we're not going to know these, but I'm sure they have some.
Yeah.
maybe I'm like super ignorant to that part. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing that's kind of interesting about this is that this was violence that happened at an actual game. And FIFA still hasn't really given like a consequences on an international level. And then you have the soccer teams of like Russia that are getting basically ruled out of the World Cup because of non-soccer stuff.
Has that actually happened yet? I thought FIFA was like keeping their mouth shut on that.
Well, I don't know if it's official or not, but that's what I read, that people are saying that Russia's going to be out of Qatar. So there it is. I mean, EA also already removed the Russian national team from FIFA 22.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So that's basically official, right? Russia's over. They're done. If it's not in the FIFA game, does it really exist?
So back in 2013 in Brazil, there was a referee that he went and gave a red card to a player. That player didn't take kindly to it, and when he got confronted, and started like trying to beat up the ref. The ref pulled out a knife and stabbed him.
What the? What a,
So
what
then-
a stunning turn of events.
So the ref
Holy shit.
stabbed the player to death. He died. But then once he died, the whole stadium came down on the ref and dismembered him on the field and decapitated him and put his head on the flag of the stadium. This is 2013.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know what to say to that.
What the fuck?
I remember about this. I remember hearing about this story, and I wanted to reread it while I was. But yeah, it was in 2013. This guy got dismembered and
Was
shit.
this just during like a normal league game that they have, or
I think it was like a second division game. Like not
oh,
even.
God?
Yeah.
And homie just pulled out a knife and ended that guy's life for a
For
call.
arguing
Yeah.
a red card? What the fuck? What?
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I'm not
I
gonna.
mean, maybe there was a hit on the player.
Oh, shit! Hold
Some
up.
speculation. Maybe there's a hit on the player.
That ref
This guy
wasn't
was paid
actually a
off.
ref, and he was
Yeah,
actually
maybe.
a gang member.
Maybe.
Yeah, anything
the,
could happen.
The referee, if you guys wanna.
I'm not looking this up.
You know, I'm not going to defend the killing of a player, but I mean, as a referee, how many death threats do you think
Oh, tons.
they've gotten? Like refs?
Tons.
It's I don't know. Is it like a problem with? Is it just a booze problem? Should there be no alcohol in sporting events anymore? Because that's kind of what, if you mix sports with alcohol, you get, these fans that are just how do I put this? Should I put this lightly or should I put this
Be as blunt as possible.
no, I can't say that word. It's a C word. Can you say the C word?
Australians say it all the time.
Yeah, they do.
Let's not say.
I'll spell it out for the people at home.
Oh no.
No, okay, I won't spell it, but it's like it starts with like a C and then a U.
I'm sure they got it with the Australian joke.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, it's absolutely insane to me when somebody stops viewing another human. They stop viewing them as another human because at that point they feel like they have either control over you or they feel like they can say anything they want to you, like as if you weren't another person behind the mask, right? Like in the case of like an umpire that's behind the plate. Or the referees that are out there on the soccer field. It's like, holy shit, dude! It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Well, I mean, like psychologically, war, like not war, but sports act as a proxy to war in our like fucking brains, and I guess some people can't. They can't fully divide those feelings.
So
I don't know.
Do you
like,
think the folks in the Querétaro and Atlas game? You think it's just a bunch of people that just needed an excuse to be violent because they just have that?
Could be that.
They're at the game. They're just like kind of wishing that somebody would do something.
Could be that. Could just be mob mentality. They saw one guy do it and they're like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's all jump in."
That's true. It
yeah,
only
mom
takes
mentality
one.
can be crazy. Yeah, mom mentality can just overtake.
But
I
to
don't
beat
know,
up
man.
on the
Like,
families,
honestly,
though? To beat up on
it's
the
really
families,
insane.
though? The moms out there, the ladies, the kids?
People are fucked up
Yeah.
in the head, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, dude. Absolute tragedy. And Mexico art. Like, I don't want to keep trashing on Mexico. I wish that it was... I wish none of
We
this
are
kind of stuff...
Mexican.
Yeah, exactly. I wish it didn't have to come down to this, but like you see, like the world already perceives us through the show Narcos. They hear about this wild shit happening at soccer games. Part of me would be happy if there weren't any games in Mexico. Like
Wait,
for the
what?
world
Forever?
for the World Cup.
Oh, okay.
I
don't think
don't think that I mean, they had the
I don't
World
think
Cup in
that's a
Brazil.
solution.
They had World Cup in Brazil, and they just hid all like the poverty and all that. Like, cool beans, you know. People were on their best behavior.
Bro, that's what they did in South Africa.
That's what
Like,
they're
that's
doing
what
in
they do.
Qatar.
That's what they do everywhere. They just build these built to fail stadiums kind of thing. These Forever 21 stadiums, they just build them and leave them there
Well,
at the end of the World Cup, and nothing comes of these stadiums. They just kind of die.
the thing
And
is,
they just
like, I'm not talking about the stadiums. I'm talking about the city itself, all the streets around the stadium. Like, if your international audience is going over, like, yeah, you want the stadium to be nice, but it's about making the entire area around the stadium and all the restaurants and the
Yeah, it's a
streets, everything has
business.
to be safe.
it's a business, and Mexico would suffer from not having people go to their stadiums for sure. It's because everyone kind of eats out after, goes to visit parts of Mexico while they're there, you know? So it's a whole venture to kind of be taken out of that equation. There's a lot of money that would flow into the economy there.
Yeah, maybe part of me just doesn't want it to happen so that there isn't like a magnifying glass on Mexico, and then let's say some shit pops off in like a nearby city, and then you gotta lock people down, and then it's like, oh god, and then bam, again on the spotlight, Mexico is this, and the entire world gets to hear about it again.
Well, I mean, British people aren't great either. Wherever they go, shit happens too. They call them hooligans and hooliganism. And it's one of those things that whenever Champions League games happen and people go over to Italy or a different nation, they're super disrespectful. I mean, this just comes with people in general. It's not a nationality thing. It's just some people are just fucking assholes. And that's that.
It's not a nationality thing, but the British especially.
Edwin.
Edwin.
But the fucking
Edwin
British.
2022.
No, I'm saying that other nationalities do this shit too. And if you want to be the symbol for fucking, what's right in the world, no. Everyone fucking does it.
Yeah.
Especially the British. Fuck them.
Especially the British.
No, I'm just kidding.
Especially the Italian people that are racist. Especially the list goes on and on.
Exactly. So many. There's just shit people everywhere.
But why are they concentrated at soccer games?
It's the
Or at
biggest sport in
sporting
the world.
games?
Yeah.
Is it
I
the
will
alcohol?
not follow this. Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm not going to follow this line of questioning to the point where you guys are going to say some shit about soccer.
Well, no, my point was it's the biggest sport in the world, so of course it's going to attract the most crazies.
Mm-hmm.
Just by numbers alone.
True.
Whereas in America, I'm pretty sure soccer fans aren't as bad because all those crazy fans are watching football.
I don't know.
Right.
I haven't heard of a brawl as of late in an American sport, or at least in an American league. Maybe it's just maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe something crazy happened recently, but yeah, I mean, for all those listening, if you don't like soccer, I hope at least the murder part was entertaining.
And the cover up.
Maybe it's a potential cover up, the
Yeah.
trying to hide facts so that FIFA doesn't come down on Mexico. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe all of this brawling stuff maybe there was some cartels in there too. Who knows? There's gotta be more information on this.
Maybe someone in the stands needed to get got.
I'm not gonna.
Jeez.
I'm
All right.
I'm not gonna keep updating on this story. So if you guys want to know more, you guys are more than welcome to look this shit up on your own time.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of our episode.
Yep. Anybody
you guys
got
have
any thoughts before we sign off?
Nope.
I mean,
Brazil fans are crazy.
Brazil, British people, Italian people, everyone's crazy, dude. Shit.
Drink.
I don't know, man.
We need to chill.
Dismembering an official in the middle of the field after that guy had just stabbed a guy to death. That one kind of tastes the cake.
You guys should read it. I unfortunately clicked and saw pictures, and my eyes are bleeding. But, yeah, it's definitely an interesting case.
Drink responsibly. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna blame this all on alcohol, but alcohol's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm not even gonna say it. Anyways, you can reach us at our website, tiltednotstirred.com, or at our Instagram. You can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube.
Remember to join us to share your questions and voice your thoughts on what has you tilted, not stirred.
Later.